Well, talkSPORT's MMA podcasts are coming thick and fast. I'm joined by the owner. I'm going to get your name right because I normally get it wrong. Dakota Ditcheva.
Yes.
Is that correct?
It is, yes.
I've only met you about 15 times. You're out here in America.
I am.
You're here at the Renan Ferreira Francis Ngannou press conference today. You're here for your mate Brendan Loughnane fighting tomorrow in the PFL playoff semi-final. You're getting a grand reception in the sport. You've been in it a few years now.
Yeah.
You are destructive, beautiful, dramatic. You carry yourself well. Did you ever pinch yourself in the last couple of years and go, why wasn't I doing this years ago?
No, I feel like it's all come at the right time. You know, this is kind of how my journey is meant to have played out. I feel like I've made the right steps and decisions in my career to lead me to this point, and I feel like it's all coming at the right time. You know, I'm still 26, there's no rush for me, so yeah, I'm happy with how it's gone.
And how do you feel? People have been throwing it around today. Obviously your journey's different to Ronda Rousey, but people are making comparisons that you could be a pathfinder, a lightning rod, in a similar way to what she was. Obviously she was the first in the UFC, let alone any other organisation, Bellator or PFL, but does that give you any weight on your shoulders when you hear that?
No, not really, and I don't like to be compared, to other people, and I don't think it's fair to. I think everyone's on their own journey. I think Ronda, had her own journey and kind of had all the success off her own back. I think people should respect that. And then
were you a fan of her at the time? Obviously, you were a teenager. Were you a fan of hers?
I was. She was one of the first females that I watched in MMA. So I've always been a massive fan of her and everything she achieved. So I'm not trying to copy that. I'm just kind of being inspired by it and having my own journey in the sport.
Most of your opponents so far, I think you have this aura that you break them almost mentally before they step in against you. Taila Santos, who you fight in the final of the flyweight division this year, has actually got stuck into you a little bit more, saying you're getting too much resonance from PFL. There's a kind of degree of resentment there from her. Do you quite like that? Does it light a fire in you?
Probably just a little bit, but that fire's already there. I don't need any extra motivation to get in there and try and kill someone, for sure. That's just like the person that I am. When I get in there, it's kill or be killed for me. So that extra stuff kind of just maybe annoys me a little bit more and adds to the fire, but it's already there. You
famously don't watch fight sports very much outside not fighting yourself. What do? You're into cars and motorbikes and a bit of a fast life, is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just into all sports, It's not. I love to fight and I love to get to train and get in the cage and do my thing, but at the same time, I'm not constantly watching fighting. I just love all sorts of sports, I'll watch fights, I'll watch motocross, I'll watch gymnastics, another thing. I was watching that in the Olympics. So yeah, I'm just into all kinds of sports.
Wall climbing?
Probably a little bit.
Did you see the wall climbing at the Olympics?
I didn't know.
I thought it was amazing. They were climbing up buildings like this and took them about 6 seconds to go to.
It's massive adrenaline, but it's not for me. Yeah.
Is it true that when you give up fighting, you might try out as a stuntwoman in films?
I don't know about a stuntwoman. That is probably something that I could do, but I definitely want to be in some kind of film, yeah.
What are your ambitions fully within mixed martial arts? Are they to become the champion and then cross over and fight the champions from the other leagues, if you like, UFC and Bellator?
I mean, my ambitions are just to be number one, to be the best in the world. So if that means fighting other people from a different organisation, then I'll do that. If that just means, staying here at PFL and being number one and defending my belt all the time, then I'll do that. I'm happy to do that. So whatever me and PFL decide together will be kind of what I end up doing.
Physically, you're huge in your weight division. Have you thought about going up the weight divisions at all? Like, I've asked you that before and you said, no, I want to beat everyone in this weight division first. But has it occurred to you at all?
I mean, I don't struggle to make 125 at all. So
incredible.
For me to go up, it's like I'm always pretty much the tallest, but I'm not the biggest physically. So I definitely could go up to 135 if I put a little bit of weight on. Maybe something that I'll do in the future. But for now, I just want to keep clearing out the 125s.
Controversy at the Olympics. Imam Khalif, the Algerian, who won gold medal, has been kind of written about a lot. There was a lot of confusion about whether she is male or female chromosomatically, biologically. Do you think that we should have a duty of care for all women, that anyone that fights in women's combat sports, and I'm not talking about tiddlywinks, I'm talking about combat sports, which is obviously inherently dangerous, all the combat sports are. Do you think there should be a duty of care that all women who fight should be tested biologically for what sex they are they male or female?
Yeah, I definitely do. It makes a big difference, you know. We've and women have, you know, over the years kind of come so far with, you know, getting women's rights and things like that. And I feel like, you know, in order for us to keep moving forward with that, we need that, you know, testing, and there needs to be some kind of rule over that 100%. So in order to protect us as well, you know, this is a dangerous sport that we do. MMA, boxing, all fighting sports are dangerous. So any extra protection that we can give, you know, and keep the keep it separate is important for us 100%.
Well, the strength levels between men and women genetically, the muscular and the skeleto-muscular development of babies is different. And I think it's unfortunate if some people have DSDs, as they're called, in birth. It doesn't matter what you are optically, genetically, it's important to discover whether you're male or female. I'm glad you say that, because I think defending that there are women facing women is a really important thing. I mean, I covered a man versus a woman once in America, in Seattle. Yeah. The guy didn't throw a punch, the woman beat him up. It was a little bit for show. But we had Gabby Garcia last weekend in a jiu-jitsu competition against a man. Are you okay with that? I
mean, it's not for me to say, am I okay with it, am I not? You know,
I am in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what people want to do, you know, it's up to them. But I think in sports where there's impact, you know, where we're taking damage, our bodies, female bodies are built very differently as well. You know, we probably absorb impact very differently to what a man's body would. So I think in them circumstances it is very different.
It's great to see you. Have you got a final message for Santos on the talkSPORT MMA YouTube podcast? Have you got a message for your opponent?
Just make sure you bring your best, and I'll see you in Riyadh.
See you in Riyadh.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.